Hey, Gabax here. So it's been a little under 2 months since we did our theme team rankings, and this time we're going to change it up and bring a theme tier list into action with the S tier through F tier theme teams. We're still going to kind of go in order, but these are what they were ranked November 12th, January 3rd. You see like a kind of a similar thing near the top of the charts, and the bottom of the charts kind of stayed similar to Bengals. They just had a terrible year. They started with a bad one, and they finished with a bad one there, at least on January 3rd. But let's go through it and rate each of the theme teams based off the tier list this time. So I'm just going to use an NFL team tier list, and we're going to go through each of the theme teams right here on this page. I don't know, he retitled it Galaxy Chaos. I don't know if he's stealing the YouTube juice from me, but whatever. It's a good thing that he keeps together, so steal all you want, my good sir. Shout out to A. Jones there on the Mudhead forums for doing this. All right. What's up first? What is the first one in the theme team tier list? I think it is pretty easy to identify. The Bengals still have a trash roster, and the Bengals sitting there at 88 overall, I believe, also, yes, are the lowest overall squad on the field. So there you go. This is a 93, but it's not showing up for some reason. It's got that Madden affliction here in Mudhead where the art doesn't show up. So they got a couple holes in the offensive line. They do have T.O. and Tyler Boyd. Their quarterback situation, I don't consider Kurt Warner a good quarterback. Somebody that's not mobile is actually a liability out there. Escape artist is really one of the only reasons that you can throw in this game, because you got to be able to escape a lot of the pocket, because pass rush is crazy. Zones are insane. I mean, I went back and played Madden 16 today, and we're like, oh my god, that was insane. Like, dude, right now, the way defenders are reacting to the ball in the air, it's Madden 18, and then I don't know if I've ever seen a pass rush like this year going on right now. So it's insane what we're facing right now. This year will probably be the hardest year, I don't know, maybe ever, that we have to pass, because it's hard out there. But anyways, Boyd, Owens are okay. Your defense, that's a big hole right there without anything really to fill it. Your linebackers are rough too. Your D-line, you got Atkins, I guess, and then Dunlop. And Night Train, like, the thing about cards that get every single theme team, like Kurt Warner, Night Train Lane, for the purpose of this exercise, I don't love them, but I know people that actually run theme teams do love those kind of cards, so I don't know, in my opinion, whatever. It's not that cool, but, you know, a lot of people that actually run theme teams, so I gotta fix my mic up, are actually very excited about it, so whatever. That's Browns. They're the worst. Second worst, in the F tier with them, I'm going to place the Jaguars. So these are the two F tier teams. Oh, those are the old lists. And the F tier teams, the Jaguars. Where are you at? I say Jaguars. No, people Jaguars. So your offensive line, not that good. A few holes there. Mercedes Lewis is not good. Holt is solid. Your receiving core is solid. Minshew is actually scrambling archetype, so actually bails you out there. Fournette is not keeping up with the meta right now. Not a good running back at the moment. Wilson, Harrison, your defense looks pretty holy. Ramsey, maybe you'll get an upgrade with the Combine promo. In fact, that'll help your boost your secondary a little bit. AJ Boye could get an upgrade soon too. But overall, a very unimpressive squad, and that's why they're down in the F tier with the Bengals. All right, moving up, we are actually skipping the D tier, but right above those, we're sticking the E tier. We're going to go right to the D tier. So I guess I could just eliminate this. Can we get rid of it? Delete row. There it is. F to D's, because this is great, right? There's no E's in school. We went F to D in our ranking. So D tier, Dolphins. The Dolphins theme team, slightly above the rest of them, but not by much. These are also in order, by the way, 32 to 1. But we definitely want to put them in ranking and tier lists too, because I think it adds a little extra dimension. So, offensive line, solid. You got a hole there at left guard, but that's left guard, right guard aren't as important as the edges, in my opinion. And maybe center too, gets insta shed. That I hate when I get insta shed. Charles Clay is not good. Parker is okay. I hardly know her. Stills, Landry. So Landry's solid. Your quarterback, still not mobile enough. Mostert is a very good running back. Got top end speed there. I think he gets a 99. Jones, Minka, you're welcome, says the Steelers fan. Your linebacking core, you got two decent ones on the outside. You can go Vince Beagle. You could try and put him in the middle. Cameron Wake's there too. But overall, you got some very solid cards, but nothing really like, it's not going to keep up with the meta cards. Outside of Fitzpatrick and maybe Landry, You really don't have any cards that I consider top end. Maybe offensive linemen too, but like, yeah, you got a lot of spots where like you're just gonna get blown out by a lot of rosters. So that's why you're in the D tier. Not as bad as the other ones, but definitely D tier. All right, next on the list will be the formerly San Diego Superchargers. Back to you in the studio. What does the Chargers got? Chargers. Great. Phenomenal tight end. Probably the second or third best tight end in the game. You got a right tackle. Your left tackle sucks, which sucks. So your left side of the line is really bad. Your running back is very solid. Not great. Solid. You've got a black hole there. Wide receiver 3. Wide receiver 2 is also not good enough. Your quarterbacks, you're going to have Phillip Rivers on the list. Too slow. Not escape artists. Your secondary over here. Lots of holes here. Yeah, I guess you got Crow and Hayward that kind of bail you out there a little bit. I like that secondary for the CBs. But then you got some decent defensive linemen here too. So you want to have those guys on the field at all you can. Freeney, Deacon, all of them out there. A lot of pass rushers, not a lot of cover guys outside of, you know, your actual cover guys, right? Your free safety will have to be like a cornerback. Best play played in like a 4-3 type situation or 3-4. 3-4 is always the best move this year. So that's why, because with a lot of those holes they have, that's why they are in the D tier. So Chargers, sucks to be you. Next up is the Lions. The Lions are one of those teams that got really unfortunate that their best card, Night Train Lane, is shared by everyone because he is basically on everybody's squad because he can get any theme teams. Tight end's not good enough. Ebron, hopefully he'll get a combine card for you guys to upgrade that spot. Your line is not good at all. But you do have phenomenal wide receivers, which matter more than the offensive line, in my opinion. Got a great back, a mobile quarterback too here. Kurt Warner, I don't know why you want the Hot Route Master. I know some people are like, yes, Hot Route Master is my favorite. It's usable, but not meta because it's not good enough. You'll get screamed at. People that scream at you, you'll have a hard time. People that don't, you'll probably have a lot easier time beating them. Kennard and Megatron, very good players, but the rest of them kind of meh. Slay needs an upgrade badly. Melvin, maybe Slay will get like a movers card. I don't know. Maybe he'll move. Harrison is a solid rock in the middle. Freeney, Flowers, Sue over there, also pretty solid, but definitely in the lower tiers of theme teams, in my opinion. All right, so after the Lions, number 27 will be the Panthers. The former Cam Newton Panthers. Oh, wait. Future Cam Newton Panthers, because he's coming back, they say. They want him back. They got nothing else. But, yeah, hopefully Cam Newton can come back healthy because he was always a treasure to watch. So, Gross. That's his name, not his card. Gross at the left tackle. Right tackle, Moten. Olsen, not good enough. Ginn sucks. Samuel sucks. DJ Moore, I'll take it. I like DJ. You got Cam Newton there. McCaffrey is a great back, probably top 5 back in the game, so that's a bonus right there. Kurt Warner, like I've said in every squad, I'd probably use Cam over him, but I don't know. Cam's on the I liked Cam, but for the time, I haven't used him in like a couple months. I think right, hasn't been a couple months since he came out. Yeah, most feared. More than a couple months, like 4 months. I haven't used him since he came out. But your secondary here is okay. Reed is a little underwhelming now, but he's made some weird plays against me. That Reed, whenever I throw a new year, I'm like, how the hell does he make that play? So I don't know. That Reed's got some sort of boost on him for some reason. So your secondary is okay. Your defensive line is stacked. I like that defensive line a lot. Shaq Thompson. So your linebacker, your front seven's great. Your secondary, boosted a lot by Night Train Lane being eligible for it. Otherwise, it would suck a lot more. So Panthers, pretty good. Still some holes on them, though. So that's why Panthers are where they are in the D tier. Next on the list will be in the same tier, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. All right, what do you got in the Bucs? Bucs actually have a pretty decently high overall, but let's see where it's distributed, the most important part. Your tackles are your weak spot, right? You'd much rather have strong tackles than strong guards, so you're kind of like backwards on the offensive line. Your tight end is very good. Tight ends are good. Your wide receiver is looking solid. You have Steve Young. Your Vita Vea halfback is too slow, right? You've got a good passing game, but your run game is, I'd say that's rough. The problem is secondary here. These are like unusable. You'll just give up one-play bombs because they're too slow. But you do have Barrett, Brooks. Barrett's a rush linebacker. Brooks is a drop one, but you have a great user here in White. Levante David can play a little zone for you too. So a decent, pass rush, decent coverage. But man, yeah, Mike Evans plays a little bit glitchier. If you play him in like a cover 2, 6'5" plays glitchy, but I think there's still a little bit too many holes at the secondary spot, free safety, strong safety, for you to really like kind of consider this too competitive of a theme team. Obviously, if you have 50 out of 50, then you can cover that up with just a few more cornerbacks from other squads. But I'm not doing it 50 out of 50. I'm doing it pure theme team rankings right here. So after the Buccaneers will be the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills. They had a good year this year. For having the theme team ranked so low on the rating is kind of surprising, right? But I like a lot of buts. I cannot lie. 85, 87 right there on the right side, rough. 90 sucks. 98, John Brown's God tier. Reed's God tier. Owens God tier, right? Your receiver core, God tier. Is Allen good enough to really lead this squad? 85 speed with a strong arm. He doesn't get escape artist, so that's really friggin' rough. So you don't have the escape artist quarterback. Marshawn Lynch, I'd say, is outside the top 10 backs, maybe top 15 if I were thinking about it. So that's why I go Lynch. So solid run game, but a very good receiving core, but no real like escape artist to really help him out too much. You do have a very solid Poyer there. Micah Hyde's a little outdated right now as a card. Jermaine Edmonds, one of the best users in the game, especially now that he gets a power up. Milano's good. Your D-line's got Bruce Smith and a couple of okay dudes. A little out of date, I think, in a lot of this stuff, too. Gilmore's good. White's great. Night Train Lane's great. So your CBs are stacked perfectly fine. But overall, I think just a little bit too many holes for me to consider it too high tier. I mean, theme teams right now are pretty much fucking God tier. We're gonna start getting into a few more once we go up a few tiers, of course. But yeah, it's hard competition out there. A lot of this theme builder promo, a lot of teams got a lot of cards. New York Giants or New Jersey Giants, I should say, is in the same tier, the D tier, as the rest of them. Their offensive line sucks. They got like one good card there. Ingram, if he gets that upgrade again, one of the best. If he gets a combine upgrade, one of the best cards or tight ends in the game. Your receivers are stacked. Odell probably is going to get a combine card, right? Aren't we thinking he's going to get one just like he got last year? So your receivers are pretty stacked. You got Eli. You also have Daniel Jones, who's got a solid card. But again, no escape artist. Saquon Barkley is the best running back in the game. Him and Dickerson are right there neck and neck, in my opinion. Your defense is really kind of what carries you a little bit with the, linebackers. You got LT. Bullock plays really well. Golden. You got a good defensive line here, too. You throw maybe Linval out there or Leonard Williams, play more of a 3-4 type of scheme with LT coming off the edge. It's not bad. Obviously, the major hole there is Landon Collins on your defense because you got Seahorn over here. So if you play like a 3-4, Landon's your only big liability there. But so kind of similar tier, I feel like, as the other squads that you've seen in the D tier for the Giants too. Usable, but definitely not like meta top tier. Won't be able to compete with like all the God squads out there in like weekend league and whatnot. All right, after them, we got one more in the D tier, and your name is where you at? Where are you at? How come there you are. All the way left. Colts. Colts is in the same tier as the rest of them in D tier. So Colts, what's going on with you? Obviously, you're going to look at quarterback issues. They have Peyton Manning, but again, it's another Kurt Warner. Kurt Warner by another name. Right tackle, solid. Left tackle, meh. Left guard, God tier. So okay, O-line. Great tight end. Not the best in the game, but pretty great. Cribbs is good with human joystick. Harrison's good. Dickerson, the best running back in the game, up there with Saquon. Him and those two are like number 1, 2, whichever you like better. I did a video on that, so you can check that out for my thoughts, where I broke them down in gameplay. Your defense, your free safety, strong safety aren't really good enough in my opinion. Darius Leonard is very solid, but linebackers don't really cover a whole lot. Sean Phillips is a good pass rusher. Walker, Texas Ranger. You got some very good defensive linemen here too, and your Cromartie Night Train Lane combo on the outside is pretty fucking ferocious. So, a few more holes than you'd like to see for a top end or a really competitive theme team, but overall has the backbone of a great one, in my opinion. You just got to combine it with a few other cards to really kind of like boost it up. And all these teams right here really only need there's only a few needs in a lot of teams right now. Otherwise, you'll be running with generally pretty good cards. Some of them have fewer meta cards than others, but you know what? That's the life of a pirate. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. All right, let's go to C tier. The first one in the C tier, a.k.a. the 22nd overall ranked team, is the Chicago Bears. And just like IRL, you can see by their overall, 89 overall offense, 95 defense. Yes, your offensive line a little bit lower than, God tier, but they're usable-ish. Greg Olsen, not really top tier. Hester's good. Allen Robinson's good. I mean, whenever you get 99 speed on the field, you're good. Mostert, like, same thing, great. Jeffries, okay, good run blocker. But again, you struggle at quarterback severely. Now, let's go to the pretty part of the Bears theme team. 96, 97, great user, 92, 96 Mac, 95 Clinton Dix, Fuller, Night Train, Porter, Tillman, 6 consoles, Julius Pepper, Alan Page, and then Hicks is okay. But, like, defense is so pretty here. Just a Bears defense theme team. You're going to have a good time. But your offense sucks, as you guys know, as you are very well aware of. So, Chicago Bears, C tier in my opinion, but just because of how good that offense is, they're kind of borderline. You could say they're D tier because of just the holes at quarterback that they really do contain. Next one, it's C tier, Broncos theme team. The Broncos, back-to-back Bs. Wait, no. Bears, Broncos. Where are the Browns? There's the Bears up there. All right, anyways. Broncos. Your right tackle sucks. Okay. Not really the greatest. Sharp's great. Demaryius Thomas, very good. Maybe not 99 speed. So, like, these are more like running type of receivers. Sutton's obviously fast as fuck, but, like, Thomas is a great blocker. Rod's solid, too. Hurst, a great running back. Portis should get an upgrade at least some point. He'll get an ultimate legend. But Hurst, for right now, I believe he gets that top-end speed, too. Kurt Warner. John Elway's a strong arm, so we can't get an escape artist, sadly. So your quarterback suffers. Your defense looks great, though, and I think that's really kind of why I had you a little bit lower, was your quarterback troubles. Otherwise, Champ Bailey, Tracy Porter, Ty Law, Willie Brown. Like, right? This defense is stacked just like the Bears' defense was stacked. But, again, the offense. I mean, I would say their offense is significantly better than the Bears, so maybe saying it's in the same category is a little weak. But, yeah, you do have a week. You're going to give up a lot of insta-sheds on your tackle, on your offensive line right there, tackle, left guard, because of how weak it is. So it'll be a little harder to run the offense. You can just bring in us a couple subs there. But I don't mind the Broncos at all. I just put them in that C tier because you have some major flaws in you. And flawed teams do kind of go there in the C tier. Even though they're, highly competitive, but just a little bit worse. All right. So that was the Broncos. Next up after that on the ranking theme team will be the... Who's it? Boom. Vikings. So a couple of NFC North squads in this bitch. Vikings, 92 overall. Balanced, you see by the overalls. The problem with this squad, and you see this with the other squads too, they have high overalls, but they maybe don't play up to the overall like a lot of cards. But like Randy Moss at 96, I don't have to tell you that he's going to outperform Steven Diggs at 96 overall, right? Randy Moss, godlike card. Steven Diggs, meh. He's meh. Okay. Whatever. Dalvin's a very solid running back too. Kurt Culpepper, so you have the option of going mobile or pocket, which is always nice to have that flexibility. You want to go mobile. Your tight end, the ghost to the post, solid. Your offensive line, no major holes. You can argue this is a major hole here, but it's a guard. At least it's not a tackle. So a little bit, you'd like to see it a little bit better. Your safeties are okay. Harris a little bit outdated right now. You could go with, say, like a nickel formation, so you wouldn't have to use Getty on the field with Kendricks, Barr right there. You could use your Barr. Your defensive line, you're like stacked. You could go 52 formation too. Like if you're on a 52, ain't nobody gonna say nothing to you, right? If you switch it over to the a multiple D formation, go 52. Your Xavier Rhodes sucks as he should because Xavier Rhodes sucked this year, but Night Train Lane does bail you out for your pathetic secondary. So a little weak, a little bit on these skill positions here on defense, and that's really what you need to stop a lot of these teams from passing all over you. But you do have a good front four, front five to hopefully provide some pass rush to kind of alleviate a lot of those pressures that those crappy players will put you in. So there it is. There's the O. There's the D. A pretty decently balanced squad with some holes on both sides. All right, next up after the Vikings will be the Texans. Texans, what do you got? 92 overall. J.J. Watt out of position, tight end. He did not play well for me. Tackle, not good enough. Left tackle, great. Right guard, good. That's actually good. But the rest of your offensive line, few holes there. You do have Deshaun Watson, and Watson is a very nice quarterback. I actually kind of like, I got to upgrade him to see his overalls, whatever. Very nice quarterback, right? Your receiver core is solid, not spectacular. Your running back, again, Ahman Green, solid, not spectacular. So overall, a very good offense, but not a ton of like, best in the world type of cards. Ed Reed is very good. I mean, just like solid performers all around. And Clowney should potentially get an upgrade here with the Combine in a day or two. 2 days will be the Combine. We're getting it Friday. So I think a well-balanced squad. It's nothing that like I'm too excited. I wouldn't be too excited to use this. They got the Honey Badger at CB. Love it. I wouldn't be too excited because there's nothing here that's like popping out of the page for me. I'm like, oh my god, that's a glitchy card. But overall, I think it's got solid contributors at every spot, and that's why they are solidly in the C tier. All right, last one for the C tier will be the Jets. Jets, Jets. Fly, Jet, fly. Oh man, that pissed off Eagles fans. Beach 'em. Need me a power up for my Steelers theme team. Kevin Mawai. Shell. Shell is not good enough. Osamili. I'm surprised. He used to always get like upgrades. He sucks. Winters, not good enough. Your tight end really blows, but you get Michael Vick, right? You get arguably him and Lamar, throw Rodgers in there, one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the game. Le'Veon Bell, top tier running back, but you could argue Chris Johnson, especially in a couple days if he gets a combine, will be number 1. Le'Veon, you can get up to like 97 speed on this theme team, and that's not 99. But he still has amazing fucking everything else on his card. Derek Mason, Thomas Cribbs, again, good, but not spectacular. And Cribbs can get him a joystick, so a little bit more spectacular if you have that on him. Lott, Adams, Reed. Wow. Your linebackers. Defensive line. Great. Good. Great. Poole's good. Cromartie's God. Night Train Lane, God. Ty Law. So, you have a lot of playmakers in your secondary. You want to get as many of them out on the field as possible. You're going to be good. You're going to be a dime 146 spammer. I just know it. I just know you are. But otherwise, defense is good. Just get as few linebackers out there as possible. And your offense is solid with the exception of your offensive line and tight end. So that's why you're Jets. That's why you are a C-graded team. Some holes, but a lot of solid. All right, on to the B tier. The first of the B tier teams, the Titans. And the reason the Titans are here is because of one very specific individual who just got an upgrade. I bet you know who it is. Mr. Tennagoat. Mobile quarterbacks. Rule the world. You got Moss. God tier. Derrick Henry. Good. You got CJ2K. If he comes out with a new card, he'd be great. Your receivers. Very good. Your tight end. Very good. Well, tight ends. Sorry. All of them. Very good. Run blocker right there. Offensive line. Stacked. This could be a little bit better, obviously. Defense, though. Houston's out of date. He should get an ultimate legend sometime soon. Phillips out of date. Jalen Brown. I don't love it. Bullock. He played well for me. Your secondary. Your CBs. Logan Ryan. Not good. McCourty, not good. Night Train Lane saves your ass. Defensive line. Okay. So you kind of have a couple of holes here at the secondary. And the secondary, I think, is super important on defense. More important than I feel like is the front than the defense line. That's why all top end Madden competitive players kind of go lighter on their offensive line than they do on their skill positions because it just matters more in Madden. Unlike IRL, where the offensive line means more than any skill position, in my opinion. I'd rather have a top tier offensive line than a top tier running back or a top tier receiver. Like, give me the number 1 O-line in the league versus the number 1 receiver or the number 1 running back. That's the early NFL. In Madden, the exact opposite. All right, so Saints. Why the Saints have good players all around, right? You're like, oh, you got a high overall at quarterbacks, but they're not mobile, right? So you're great overall. Kamara, he kind of got teased. Maybe it's Reggie Bush. I don't know. For the combine, he got teased-ish by, but he had a notoriously bad combine. Everything surrounding the quarterback spot is great. Jared Cook, you could argue. Taysom Hill's better than Jared Cook, but everything surrounding him is great. Even the defense. You got a lot of high overalls. You got some good playoff cards. Got some good cards from every promo. But the quarterback sinks you. If they had a mobile quarterback, if they had Taysom Hill golden ticket quarterback or some shit, yeah. This would be like top 5. But that's how much I believe in escape artists. Maybe top 10. Top 5. Top 5 starts breaking. Potentially. On the borderline of it. All right, after the Saints in the theme team tier list. Ooh, I didn't put them up there, did I? Saints. Next up is the rival Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Michael Vicks. Eric Dickerson. Ooh, like how much more beautiful of a combo do you want? A Mutt 20 combo. A Mutt combo. The card that this game will be remembered for, causing destruction for months on end. Mercy. Dickerson, Mercy. Michael Vick. Hester Julio. What you need, right? Good tight ends. Offensive line. Not amazing. But whatever. Your problems here lie in the safety spot. Right? Out of date. Linebacker Deion Jones, great. Tuggle's good. Out of date. Defensive line. Got some solid pieces there. So, yeah, like you see, some more holes there. But overall, has some of the best, most explosive players in the goddamn game on it. So that's why Falcons are ranked. They're kind of like stars and scrubs almost for the Falcons. That's why they're ranked that high in the tier list. They're in B tier, where like maybe you can argue if they had those high overalls, but those cards weren't like the explosive, like the Eric Dickerson, Michael, they're like the greatest in the whole fucking game, then they would be lower on the list. But because they have those stars, that's why they're so high. So next up, Mr. Washington Redskins. You are in the B tier too. Talk about a pretty decently well-balanced team right here. Their problem, again, lies at the quarterback spot, right? Their offensive line is solid. They got a little bit of struggling here. Jordan Reed, who really shouldn't play in the NFL anymore, is number one tight end. I don't love him. Your receiver core, though, great. Scary Terry, he should be out here for Antoine. He should be out wide, right? Scary Terry is phenomenal. Antoine Randall gets human joystick. You don't have a mobile quarterback, which is a problem, and your running back is out of date. That's the problems with the Redskins theme team, right? It stumps in the backfield. Otherwise, your defense, I mean... Need a power up for Collins. I mean, there's nothing to complain, right? If they had a better backfield, Redskins would be top 10 easy. Easy. If they had a mobile quarterback. That was one of the high overall cards. All right, so that's Redskins right there. So they are in the B tier solidly. Are we on to the next tier yet? No. Got a couple more to go here. Also in the B tier, the Cowboys. How about them boys? Now, the boys, IRL. This would be a phenomenal fucking offense IRL because of these offensive linemen, right? I think this is the best offensive line in Mutt for a theme team. It's going to be hard to find a better one than this. So, even their backups are god tier. Well, one backup. IRL, love him. In this game, Jason Witten. Gallup's a little, he's tough without a power-up. Amari T.O. is god tier. Smith is very good, but he'd probably be in top 15 running backs rather than top 5, which you really want. Dak actually gets escape artist, which definitely helps their cause. Irvin was good. Not great. A little out of date. Jeff Heath, horrible. Sendejo, not good. You're going to give a lot of one plays trying to play them. Your linebackers, actually good. Your D-line, too tall. D-Law, great pass rushers. Too tall's a great run stuffer. Your secondary, your CBs, you'll probably end up putting Brandon Carr and Byron Jones back at your safeties. Which, they'll be a little bit better, but not like, they're not Sean Taylor back there, you know what I mean? So, overall, Dallas, some minor holes there, keeping them from like, being higher ranked on this. Cowboys right now the 12th ranked team. 12th ranked theme team is the Cowboys. So there's just a few positions, right? A few secondary positions, a few of those holes away from being ranked, top 5, 10-ish. Number 11, a.k.a. still in the B tier, is... Oh, wait, those are the old ones. What am I looking for? Ooh, another division rival. Right ahead of them. The Eagles. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Dacker Wentz. Eagles, 94 overall. Well, luckily on the Eagles, you just go with Vic. Actually, Wentz is not bad. I don't mind Wentz at all as a card. Left tackle, great. Right tackle, great. Offensive line, basically, is one of the ones that fights the Cowboys for best offensive line in the game. Your tight end, Ertz. I don't love him. I didn't like him. Your wide receiver, Deshaun Jackson. T.O.'s god tier, but the rest of them are bleh. Westbrook is very good, but he's another top 15, top 10 borderline type of running back. Your defense, Dawkins, very good. Jenkins, a little out of date. Bednarik, He played okay. His stats are really low for his overall. So really his overall is kind of like a 94, 93-ish. So your linebackers are okay. Reggie White's great. Fletcher Cox great. Graham's great. Nnamdi's like best corner in the game along with Night Lane. So, wow. Right there. So you probably want to be in like a 3-4 or something. So you can kind of use, you don't have to use DRC out there. But overall, Eagles, again, some top-end playmakers, top-end cards. But, you know, the problem with the Eagles is really a couple of holes and a couple of playmakers away from greatness, right? I do really need more excitement around the skill positions. So that's why the Eagles are right where they're at. Just outside the top 10. Number 10 is still in the B tier. Green Bay Packers. Green Bay Packers, I think, is along the same lines as all these other cards, all these other teams. So let me go with the Packers. Let me show you them off. 95 overall for this theme team. Offensive line, pretty decent bookends, a weak center, but decent guards there. Jimmy Graham, I mean, for being as tall as he isn't fast, but man, can he catch? I like that catching at 6'7". We don't have the ye old spec catches, but I don't know. Can he get matchup nightmare? Matchup nightmare at 6'7" might be glitchy. Superstar ability. Yes. Yeah. That could be kind of glitchy on Graham. Your receivers aren't really that good. Their overalls look solid, but they're not that good. Rodgers, argued top 3 quarterback in the game. My favorite, actually. Aaron Jones, very good. But your receivers not being able to get as much separation, say, as the Moss, the Tyreeks, the Kelvins, the other type of top-tier receivers, really will hurt your passing game. So that's why I don't like the Packers. They don't have the skill position in offense. Their defense looks pretty good. Amos could get a combine card, as he got one last year. Zadarius, Clay, you got even backup pass rushers that are fucking phenomenal. Your defensive line's great. Your secondary, they actually ended up playing better away from it, like Hayward. Then they played for the Packers, but they're still on the Packers theme team. Hayward, Hyde. Regardless, very, very great cards all around. The only thing I really don't like about the squad is potentially, I guess, some of their run defense with their linebackers and their wide receivers. So that's why they are number 10. Number 9, the last one in the B tier, will be the Rams. Last one in this B tier. Then we're getting into the big ones. All right, Rams, what do you got for us? 93 overall. You better really make up for that. Your tight end sucks. Your offensive line, not that good. Well, you better make it up, dude. You have Eric Dickerson. Very nice. Your wide receivers, good. 99. I would probably put Cooks up here too. I don't know. It'd be hard to choose which of these receivers to go with. Obviously, they're not Moss. You do have Hall if you need like human joystick and stuff. They're not Moss, but they're very solid nonetheless. They're not Megatron, very solid nonetheless. Your defense, you got 2 amazing corners. Your defensive line gets insane pass rush. You've got decent drop players or pass rushers. Kevin Green should get an ultimate legend sometime soon. You could argue the strong safety and free safety would need to be a little bit better. You can make a couple subs. Ramsey needs a card upgrade soon too. Overall, I like the Rams though. I like what they bring to the kind of table here, right? The only downside is the lack of a super mobile quarterback, as Goff is a improviser archetype. Wait a second. Yeah, he can't. I didn't think so. Can't get escape artist. One short of it. Omega low. Omega low. So that's why a little bit lower. If he could get escape artist, I'd maybe push him up a little bit. But yeah, having Eric Dickerson, he would have been an escape artist, really helps, along with a solid team throughout. Not a few holes, which keeps them from being higher. All right, number 8. Number 8 is a team that I think fell off a little. The Patriots. They did not have a good theme builder promo. The Patriots ended up kind of getting a couple crappy cards, in my opinion. But they got a guard. Tackles are decent. Tight end, great. He didn't play well for me, but I know a lot of other people like Gronk. I wish Gronk would have been better. Receivers, great. They fall into the same trap that we just saw with the Rams. They don't have an escape artist quarterback. That hurts. Their running back, 15 to 20 in the game. James White's okay. He was fine for me. Nothing spectacular. Their free safety is great. Strong safety's way out of date. But they can throw someone like Jonathan Jones there. Malcolm Butler to kind of keep up with it. Flowers and Ninkovich are okay. When I used them, nothing too special there. And then their linebackers. Good Chandler Jones, Dunta, Jamie Collins, all solid cards. But overall, like, I feel like they lack a little bit of that star power. Like Stephen Gilmore, like, oh my God, 98 overall cornerback. Didn't really play that well for me. I did not like Stephen Gilmore out in the field. He was no Tre'Davious White. So I was disappointed by some of these cards they have. Now, when they have high overalls, I just don't feel like some of them played up to their overalls, right? Edelman doesn't play up to his overall. Thomas is a great run blocker, though. I do like that out of him. So Patriots, cursed by Brady. Next on the list after the Patriots in the A tier will be my team, the Steelers. The Steelers make the A tier. The thing that dooms them is the same thing that doomed them this year, their offense. As you can see, 91 overall offense, 96 overall defense. So let's look at the 91 overall. Good left tackle, right tackle, meh. That's what I was hoping for, that power up. Guard to Castro. He's got really good stats for 92, so he's more like a 94, 95. Pouncey's not good. Foster's bleh. Vance McDonald sucks. Deontay Johnson. Let me take a look at his speed stats here. 95 speed, no power up, but he does get the theme team boosts along with John Madden. So you could potentially get him up to 98 if you get Sprinter on him and you get Sprinter all the way maxed out. They do have one of the top quarterbacks in the game. Le'Veon Bell, I talked about when he was on the Jets squad. Very good card. They got some okay backups. Franco, probably the best fullback in the game for versatility. There's some that are a little bit better blockers than him, but he's basically running back in a fullback's body, and he can also like play tight end for you. Like, him at tight end's way better than any of these guys. So like, if you don't put fullbacks out there, put Franco at tight end. If you're on like trips or something, he's gonna be much better for you there. Defense. This is where it's made, right? Two of the top three safeties in the game. The only one they don't have is Taylor Mays. Shaz is an amazing user. Bush is an amazing user. Watt's a good pass rusher. Porter's a good pass rusher. Mike Jones is more of like a drop guy, but he doesn't play up to his overall. Hayward, Mean Joe, Tuitt, all run stuffers. You could argue Mean Joe's underweighted, but how much does weight matter? Everybody gets pushed back in the D-line no matter what. Rod Woodson, probably like top 3-ish corner. There's like Nnamdi, him, Night Train Lane, Cromartie is like the 4 best corners in the game. You can still argue anybody with 99 speed at cornerback's the best, and I would be like, all right, yeah, you're right. Night Train Lane, of course, bails him out. Mel Blount at nickel. So their defense is a huge strength, and their offense isn't that bad either, right? You wish you'd want like another number 1 top end wide receiver. If I get a golden ticket, I'm making Zach Gentry. He's 6 foot. Is he 6'7" or 8? 6'8". This is my golden ticket, right? 6'8" tight end. 100% making Zach Gentry if I pull one. And this team's god tier. You could argue this offensive line isn't as good as it needs to be, though. So I really like the Steelers theme team, but they're in the A tier because of the wide receiver weapons aren't as strong as I'd like them to be. All right, number 6 will be the Seahawks, aka A tier. So Seahawks, what do you got for us? They have Russell Wilson, an improviser, amazing escape artist type of quarterback. Marshawn Lynch, a top 10 back in the game-ish. They have good receivers. They got top-end speed there, too, right? Hester, Lockett. They have, like, god-tier speed at wide receiver. Rice, Largent there, which will probably get Ultimate Legends at one point. Jimmy Graham, he needs a power-up, then they could get that Packers version of him. So the tight end could be a little bit better. But their offensive line, okay. Great Walter Jones. You know, he can play left tackle, too, and move him. But, yeah, I think he gets right tackle out of position. So offensive line is solid. Very good offense, the receiver core. Their downside is potentially the strong safety, but then you could just kind of throw like Trufant there. Or you could throw McDougal there. Whatever. Linebackers are all very nice. Good user here too. You got Bosworth. Also get that enforcer out there. Pretty decent speed, KJ. And then their defensive line. If Javion gets an upgrade, yeah, this is very good on defense. Richard Sherman, you can argue, is a little slow, but he can get up to like mid to high 90s. With the power-ups and everything, theme team boosts and whatnot. So overall, amazingly balanced. Doesn't have those top-tier meta players of a lot of other squads, which is why it isn't any higher than number 6. Number 5 might be a little bit of a shocker. It might be kind of like 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink for people. I think it's nope, wrong card. Wrong one. I clicked the wrong name. Cardinals theme team. The Cardinals. You're like, what? Yeah, it's the Cardinals. They've got a bad right guard. True, right? Their tight end sucks. They got 2 okay tight ends, whatever. They still suck. The receiver core is not bad. I don't mind it. Bolden is an amazing run blocker. Fitzgerald, like, they got speed. They got ability making. They have an escape artist. I'd definitely start Kyler Murray over Kurt Warner. Running backs are very nice. 3 of them. And CJ could easily become the number 1 running back in the game if he gets human joystick with a combine card. You get Buddha, Pat Tillman. So your safeties are okay. Tillman's better than Buddha, obviously. Chandler Jones, a phenomenal pass rusher. Porter's a phenomenal pass rusher. Suggs seems to always get a card, and he'll probably get another one. Hicks is a decent user, although I'd probably end up using maybe Tillman or something. Your secondary, you got 2 of the top 4 corners in the game, and then you got Honey Badger, Pat Pete. I'm guessing he's going to get an upgrade. You have more defensive linemen. So the Cardinals, when I looked at them, I'm like, oh my God. I kept comparing them to teams, and I kept moving up the ranking. I'm like, dude, I would much rather the Cardinals. Wait, I'd much rather the Cardinals. I'd rather play with the Cardinals than the Steelers because of their ability to have these playmakers on the field and a juiced out D. You could argue the Steelers have a slightly better D due to some of their names, but like, I don't know, dudes. This is fucking great. That Cardinals team, really surprising. I got them at number 5, and they were. I never put them in there, did I? Cardinals, right ahead of Seahawks. All right, now we're top 4, which are the S tier teams. Oh, I never put the Browns. Whoops. Forgot to put the Browns down here. Where are the Browns? Right here? Did I even look through the Browns? Did I skip the Browns? I think I skipped the Browns. Smart. Fuck the Browns. Yeah. Go eat pant. See the difference between a top tier team and like the rounds? 93s, 89s, 93, 74. See them in the Cardinals? Like their defensive line, they got Myles Garrett, 87. Who knows if he'll get stuff, but like, yeah, that's what the Browns went down there. So sorry for skipping the Browns. Well, they're definitely not top 4. But you can kind of see who the top 4 are. What order are they in? S tier, the number 1 S tier squad, well, the number 4 overall is the Raiders. The Raiders. Now, why are the Raiders so high? Well, they have, 2, 3 of the best running backs in the game. Like 3 of the top 5 running backs in the game. You could argue Marcus Allen's slightly outside of it, but I'd say 3 of the top 5. Culpepper, so they have somebody that can move. A little escape artist there. Rice, Cooper, not that good. They have Moss and Rice. So the one hole would be like wide receiver number 3. Cooper's okay. They got the best tight end in the game, essentially another receiver. So you could throw him at wide receiver number 3 and put Casper at tight end. But yeah, best tight end in the game by far with his speed. Right tackle, left guard, center. I don't know if Incognito will ever get an upgrade again. You could throw him in the right guard. So the offensive line is pretty decent. Obviously not Cowboys or Eagles. But like then they have Taylor Mays, the best safety in the game, in my opinion. You got Rod Woodson here, Nnamdi, Night Train, Porter, Willie. So they could easily sub in for another stuff. Like their entire defense is literally stacked every single position. You can argue Hendricks and Jones aren't up to snuff, but you could say, hey, just run with more DBs in the field. Run 3-3-5, run dime 1-4-6, that kind of shit. Or something without less linemen and more DBs. Run a regular dime. Yeah, Raiders theme team, really nice. And like I said, this is hard to beat, right? These theme teams are god tier, right? These are really good. So it's hard to beat them, but these ones, in my opinion, do. Number 3 theme team is the Ravens. Still, all these things, similar power level, in my opinion. Ultimate power. So I saw the Ravens. Why are the Ravens so high? Well, they do have the MVP on the squad, and Lamar Jackson is fucking phenomenal at quarterback. Gotta love him. The wide receivers they have, really good ones too. They got speed. They got run blocking, more speed. Their tight end, they got Waller too, the best tight end in the game. Their offensive line is absolutely stacked, right up there with the Cowboys and Eagles for stackedness. Actually, 3 tight ends of greatness. Their defense, I don't like the way Earl Thomas and Ed Reed, I know people are going to hate me. Ed Reed's a little out of date right now. So they're not as good as some other defenses, but man, they're still like stacked top to bottom, right? God tier secondary choices. Defensive line isn't that good. So the defensive line is not good, but they do have a few decent linebackers here to kind of cover for that. So you can sub them in at defensive end. You're just kind of suffering. Ricard's actually not bad block shed there. But yeah, Ravens theme team. Their offense is literally meta. Well, Tyree, Brown, Bolden aren't as good as, say, Megatron, Moss, and T.O., but still, very good cards. Number 2. Now, this is a big decision. Who's the number 2 team in the game? The 2 Super Bowl teams are there. And if you look back at our rankings, the 49ers, can they hold on to their grip as the number 1 squad, the number 1 theme team for the 3rd consecutive trial? Are they going to be here or are they going to be here? Who is it? Who is it? I am placing the 49ers at number 2. Still an S-tier team. I think the 49ers, and we'll look through the Chiefs in a second. 49ers, 95 overall for good reasons. This Joel Staley is actually okay, but not like 98. He doesn't have like perfect stats. Like I'll show, like, right. I was thinking about using this card, and then when you upgrade him all the way, he kind of loses a little bit with pass block power. It's only 90, so he's gonna get dominated by guys with good power moves, sadly. But left guard's not that great. Your right tackle's actually not good at all. George Kittle, one of the top, probably the 2nd best tight end in the game, or maybe 3rd with Gates. Tied for 2nd probably with Gates, depending what you want there. Your receivers are amazing. T.O., Randy Moss, 2 of the top 3 receivers in the game. Megatron, I think, is the only one better than them. You actually got really good running backs now. You have an escape artist quarterback, top-tier fullback. I don't use fullback, but you got it there. Jerry Rice, Bolden for run blocking. Morton gets like 98 speed. I think 99 with the full 50 out of 50. Mays is the best safety in the game. You got Lott. You got Night Train with Woodson, Sherman, Dion, Namdi. So you got like the best secondary in the game, easy. Fred Warner's solid. Willis is like, top 2 middle linebacker in the game. Kevin Green needs an upgrade. Your defensive line's a little weak against the run, but against the pass, pretty freaking solid with their stats. So overall, talented, top tier talent, and there isn't really too many weak spots outside of offensive line. And you can argue the defensive line against the run because their block shed and weight isn't super high. So the number 1 team will then be the Chiefs. They're my favorite, but going with any of these 4 in the S tier, you're just going to have a good time. So, the Chiefs, 96 overall. I think they're the highest overall squad yet. They're the highest overall squad in the game, which kind of is like, oh, highest overall because the number 1 ranking. Well, that's stupid. Why did I fucking watch this thing? Because I got you locked in my basement and I forced you to watch it. Kelsey, Gonzalez, 2 good tight ends. Your offense line's very solid outside of Fisher. Your speed on the field is unmatched almost, besides for other God squads that don't do theme teams. Marcus Allen's like a top 5 back in the game. Damian Williams, not a bad spell back there. Mahomes, a top 3-4 quarterback in the game. You got Mike Brown, Honey Badger. Your linebackers are very nice too. NFL 100, Lanier and Bell will get ultimate legends. Your defensive line, all mid to high 90s. You can argue, hey, maybe they should be better against the run. Maybe. Their secondary is also stacked too. So, I think the Chiefs are number 1, but I still, because of the way I run my theme team, because I do 25 out of 50, I still like the top end, got like tier players in the Niners. I think the Chiefs are better all around, but 49ers have more star power, if that makes sense. So, I could see you easily moving them back and forth between number 1. But overall, this is my ranking. This is my tier list of the best theme teams in Madden Ultimate Team 20 as they currently stand. But, this stuff changes, new combine cards, but this kind of seems like where the teams are going to be going forward after the big infusion of the team builders, the theme diamonds, all that stuff. But we'll see going forward what new cards come to the game. Some teams will shift up and down the rankings as it goes along. But that's it for the video. Thanks for watching Call to Action. I'll see you tomorrow.